Welcome to One Tired Teacher Turned Two Tired Teachers, episode 186. 3 awkward school stories, a tale from two tired teachers. So today we were talking about some awkward stories on the podcast. Hope you
So
stick around.
Welcome to One Tired Teacher. And even though she may need a nap, this teacher is ready to wake up and speak her truth about the trials and treasures of teaching. Here she is, wide awake. Wait, she's not asleep right now, is she? She is awake, right? Okay. From Trina Debery Teaching and Learning, your host, Trina Debery.
Hey, okay. So are you ready to talk about some awkward stories?
Oh man, is anybody ever ready to talk about like awkward, situations and things? But the truth is when you work with people and children, awkward things will happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's even harder as a teacher because you're held to just a different standard.
Yeah.
Which I think makes it even more awkward, you know?
It really does. Do you have your first one off the top of your head?
Oh, girl, yes.
Okay.
This one's cringe. Okay. Cringe. So it was probably my 3rd or 4th year teaching. So I was young and I was cute. But I was married, whatever. Anyway, there was a dad who would come in and he was a parent of one of my kids. And I thought he was cute. And that was probably about it because, I mean, you're not dead when you're a teacher. You still see people and you're not dead when you're married. But there was nothing else there. It was just, I thought he was cute. I never even told anyone. I just thought, he's a nice looking.
Yeah. Well, you're not blind. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He was very easy on the eyes. And let me tell you, sometimes that's what gets you through the day because you're like, I saw that cute dad today. So my day is going to be good. Anyway, so I don't know what happened, but somehow it came out that he had told his daughter or whatever that he thought that I was cute. And so it was really kind of awkward because I'm like this dad and I'm married and I'm not interested in pursuing anything that's so inappropriate.
Yes, for sure.
But that was the beginning of the awkward, but it gets so cringy. So
oh no,
this information has been passed, right? So I also want to tell parents, if you're listening to this, don't tell your children things they will tell their teachers.
They absolutely
will.
I
forget how it came out too. It was awkward how it even came out because it was my mom and dad were fighting and he said, so what? I think she's cute or something. And I was like, oh, this is bad.
Oh,
I just wanted to melt under a table. Anyway, okay. Fast forward a few months later. I'm at Target and I needed some new under things.
Oh boy.
I needed a new brassiere and I needed some new undies. And I had to try on said brassieres to make sure it fit. And I'm in the fitting room. And Target's fitting rooms are there's men and women in there. I'm not out there modeling my bra. But, I try on my bra and I come out and I have 3 bras in my hand and I hear Miss Langton.
Oh my gosh.
And out runs the little girl and gives me this huge hug as I'm holding, by the way, a handful of bras and underwear from Target. So I'm like, okay, hi, sweetie. And I give her a hug and I look up and guess who's standing there? In the fitting room.
Oh my gosh.
Waiting for his daughter or whatever is the dad. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh my gosh, Lee.
How do you melt away and just did you ever watch The Secret Life of Alex Mack? Did you remember?
No.
Oh, it was a show from when I was a kid, but she had been mutated.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Melt down and swirl around. I'm like, I needed that superpower that minute. If I could just melt down and just swirl out because I'm like, oh my God, this cute dad.
Yeah.
And then I know this information about how he and his wife got in a fight or I don't think they were married. I think they had been divorced, but they'd gotten into this fight and because he said I was cute and I'm like, oh my God, now he sees me with my underwear and my bra.
That's terrible. That's awkward. That's bad.
So cringy.
Yeah.
So cringy. I have another one. I don't know if I'll say it on
All
this
right.
though,
You
because
can do
it'll
it.
live out there.
Let me go and then you can do it. And then we'll have our 3 stories because I shared one of my awkward stories when we talked about the 5 hilarious stories. I accidentally shared the mom kissing my neck and I meant to share it during this episode, but that's okay.
Oh, but that was a funny story.
Yeah. So if you want to hear that, you got to go back to episode 183. So that's where that is. Okay. So this is awkward. So it's Christmas time. Now I've had my kids for a long time. Like we had relationships. It's Christmas. And at my school, we always did hot chocolate. So we had hot chocolate. Yes. So during specials on one of the days before Christmas break, the kids would come and listen to Christmas songs in the media center with all the special area teachers, and they do a sing along. It was this whole thing, and you get teachers would get hot chocolate, and then we could stay or we could go back and lesson plan. Most of us would go back, and then we'd come down early and like participate. So I'm standing there with my hot chocolate and with steam coming out of my styrofoam cup. It was a styrofoam cup. So I'm drinking. Now I always drank water in my classroom. Like I used to have this Mickey Mouse topper. It went on my water bottle and it had a straw and that was my thing. And then it moved into a Tervis tumbler and then it went to a Yeti. And so like I always had water. But in this case, I had a white styrofoam cup. So I'm drinking from
it was full of hot cocoa.
And it was full of hot chocolate. So one of my students went home and told her mom that I was drinking beer. That I was drinking beer in the classroom. So the next day we come to school, beer. And my principal calls me and he's like, Miss Debery, except for it was Dryless at the time. But I'm not going to say that name. So it was like, Miss Debery, what are you drinking currently in the classroom? And I'm like, what? I go, water. I'm drinking water. I might have said it sarcastically because I was like,
because what a random question.
Yeah. And he goes, okay. He goes, can you stop by when you drop your kids off at specials? Yep. So I go in and I'm like, what's up? And this is my principal that I loved. So he's like, a student said you were drinking beer in the classroom. And I'm like, oh, I was mortified. Like
yes!
I was appalled and I was freaking out. Like I went immediately to fear and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my teaching license and their kids are going to say things about me that aren't true. And I'm freaking out. And I'm like, I'm not drinking beer. And I'm like, you couldn't come upstairs and see my cups. I'm like, I was drinking hot chocolate. And I was just so frazzled. I called my sister-in-law who used to work for DCF and I'm like, and I'm freaking out. And so the mom calls me and she's like, we have a relationship. Like I had good relationships with my parents. And she's like, hey, Trina, isn't that so funny what her daughter said? And I'm like, no, it is not
funny.
Get me fired. Yeah. I go, it's not funny at all. I'm like, first of all, I don't drink beer at all. And I definitely don't. I barely even drank, period. And I'm like, and I don't drink at school. It was so awkward. And she thought it was hilarious and was like, it's fine. I did not think it was hilarious. I thought it was frightening.
Yeah. Well, the awkward part too is like how nonchalant, but I think people forget like teachers get held to a higher standard.
Yes. And I'm
and that really could have been detrimental to your job.
But I am not drinking beer at school. So it was, my principal was really great about it. So it was fine, but I was terrified. Yeah. So that's my awkward story.
I have a funny beer story. It's not it didn't happen to me, but I was there when it happened and it's pretty funny. We were at a PD training and it was like all day training. So you know how those go. And it was in the media center and it's long and everyone's tired. So we are sitting there and one of the teachers at my table reaches into her snack pack and pulls out a can and boom on the table. Cause like, we're all done. We've been in this training for like 8 hours.
Yes.
Like, let us go. And she whips it down and she pops it open and she swigs it like as if it's like a Diet Coke.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't a Diet Coke. It was a beer by accident. as soon as she took the swig, she went and like spit it back in and was mortified.
Oh, that's
mortified that this had happened.
Oh my God.
Did she take a swig? I don't know. She went to, and then I don't know.
Either way,
anyway, but basically she accidentally brought a beer to school.
You weren't even with kids. It's fine. Yeah.
No, but like she was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get written up for having alcohol at school.
You know, we're so scared. Everything is so scary. It feels so scary.
It is. Like she was so we all just laughed, and the principal was right there. She laughed too because it was obviously a mistake.
Yeah, it's obviously a mistake.
I think that's the difference. But okay, I have a cringy story. It's this one's for the books. Unless you have another one. Do you want to share?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, I'll make this one quick, but it's pretty cringe. So one year, my school, well, actually for a few years, they got really into Relay for Life. Do you know what that program is?
Yep.
Where you do the walk. And so the school was participating as a team in the Relay for Life. And the teachers were part of the team, and parents, our PTA was. It was really a great occasion. But I was on the committee for that. And so the committee would meet after hours. And one of our committee meetings was at a restaurant in the area. And some parents were there because they were part of the committee, and they were like part of the PTA. And it was a mom and a dad. And they were like the PTA, like king and queen of that year. I mean, they just were like, those parents, like overly involved, over the top, everything, just really like very well respected parents. And it's an after hours meeting. And so, I think I maybe had a drink of an alcoholic beverage, and they definitely had more than one drink of an alcoholic beverage, like a lot. So at the night is starting to wind down, and I'm getting ready to leave. And they start talking about parties that they have at their house. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm just being like respectful, like, yeah, okay. Not really listening. And they're like, yeah, these parties, and they're talking about toga parties, and they're like, and everybody comes. And then all of a sudden the wife goes, and you should come too. And she says, Lee, which is, how I know, like, oh, we're not talking about Miss Langton. No, I'm Lee now. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Maybe sometime, just like kind of thinking like not too much about this because I'm very like, Angel, obviously don't know anything. Then I realize, and then the husband goes, no, we would love to invite you to come to our party and, come to.
Oh my gosh.
And then I realized, Trina, we're not talking about a party. We're talking about a
swinger party. Yeah.
And they were inviting me into that dynamic.
No, thank you.
And I very nicely was like, check.
Yeah.
And I left, and I really didn't think anything of it until the next, like, we had Relay for Life. It was fine. Yes. It was great. We raised a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. The next school year comes around, and their daughter is supposed to be in my class. She's on my roster. And okay, so number one, the conversation with the parents about being invited to a swingers party is already awkward enough. But now I have to explain to my principal why I cannot have the PTA darling's daughter in my room. And literally, it was so awkward to be like, well,
yeah.
I'm not comfortable. I kept trying to say I'm not comfortable having the parents in my room. And I just remember my principal being like, well, Miss Langton, you're going to have parents and you got to be able to blah, blah, deal with them. And I'm like, okay, but like also parents don't normally ask you to like,
they don't proposition you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how I figured out, because I couldn't remember how I figured out it was a swinger party. Because I said, yeah, maybe my husband and I might stop by sometime. And they were like, no, not your husband, just you. And I was like, oh,
wow. That's crazy.
That's so crazy. Awkward. Like that part. But then also like to explain, it's so awkward to explain to your principal, like, yeah, they wanted me to be like in their bedroom with them. Like I was trying to like,
that's disturbing. That's so disturbing. I want to hear from teachers. I definitely want to hear from teachers if they have an awkward story, because I don't think anyone can beat that. That's disturbing.
Oh.
So I'd love to hear from you and hear your awkward stories. You can find us on Instagram, you can email, you can find us.
Yeah.
That would be
I would
fun.
love, yeah, I want to hear those. Oh gosh. I've had lots of awkward parent things. Like one time I had pigtails and a dad like pulled my pigtails and goes, "Wouldn't you like to ride that?" or something. And I was like, "What?"
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad. That's one thing I'm glad about in today's world. Like you just can't get away with acting like that.
No, my gosh. And this
And
was back like
I
when
am
first
really
started teaching.
thankful for that because
Yes.
I think that is, I had a parent, it was a Western theme year, and I had on a jean skirt and cowboy boots and a hat. And he's like, basically told me that I was too young to be teaching. And I was like, first of all, dude, I am older than you think. I was 27 at the time. It wasn't like I was, 19. And I'm like, and secondly, what? I don't know. It was just weird. So
That
many
is strange.
awkward moments for sure. So we'd love to hear yours and share them with us.
Yeah.
All
Can't wait to
right.
hear those.
Until next time, sweet dreams and sleep tight.